presented by Capital One. Folks on the berm here at Vogel Park, they are ready. Duke and Arkansas, two high-powered offenses meeting up in Fayetteville this weekend. Arkansas's Tiana Bell leading the Hogs in homers and RBIs. Well, Dakota Kennedy hits behind her in a stacked Hogs lineup. Duke's 1-2 punch right at the top of their order with Deanna Jennings, and she's followed by one of the true superstars in the sport, Amina Vega. Duke and Arkansas, game one, best of three. Duke's trying to get there for the second time in school history of the Women's College World Series. Arkansas trying to do it for the first time ever. Great to have you with us. Fingers crossed, there's some rain in the air. We're going to get started on time. Going to try to keep it away as long as possible. With NFCA Hall of Famer Carol Bruggeman, I'm Mark Neely. It was a much different ride last weekend for both these schools and trying to get here to the Supers.
Well, these teams had very different paths to get to the Super Regionals, but they both relied on their strength, and that is a high-powered offense.
Well, the Razorbacks really made life easy for their fans last weekend. They kind of cruised here.
Well, Arkansas absolutely dominated their regional, outscoring opponents 27-3. Strong performance, especially when the bats were hot. It started with a strong pitching performance from Peyton Burnham, who carried the load in the circle for the Razorbacks, had 6 strikeouts, really shut down the opponents. And on offense, Carly Davison packed a punch the entire weekend with 2 home runs, 4 extra base hits to help Arkansas score early and often, and started those celebrations early. Her teammate, Dakota Kennedy, showed consistent opposite field power and was clutch with 6 RBI. Arkansas dominated with 3 run rule victories here in Fayetteville for regional.
So the Hogs cruised, but it was a stressful weekend in Durham, but productive for Duke last weekend.
Well, Duke had to scrap and fight and come through the losers bracket to earn a spot here in Fayetteville for the Super Regional. In the first game on Sunday, it was a slugfest for the Blue Devils as they hit 4 home runs in the game, led by Kyrie Rodriguez and Deanna Jennings to secure the victory. A late inning error allowed Duke to score the game winners and march right into Sunday. That set up a winner-take-all game, and the power surge continued for Duke. 4 more home runs mixed with a lot of grit earned the Blue Devils a big celebration and a trip into the Super Regionals.
Well, if you couldn't tell through that recap, a lot of offense on both sides. 2 high-octane offenses with strikingly similar offensive production numbers on the season. How about that? Runs per game, dead even. Only one can advance to the Women's College World Series, though. Game 1, Duke and Arkansas. First pitch, straight ahead. Well, they average over 3,000 fans per game at Vogel Park here in Fayetteville. Weather's not going to scare them away, but we're hoping that the weather stays dry. Right now, temperature's good, just a little below 70, not much breeze. And we are hoping to get this going without rain. In the circle, Robin Heron starts things. Aaron ready to go. First pitch on the way. Deanna Jennings bunting in the air, and it's caught by the third baseman, Ella McDowell. She avoided a collision with the catcher, Kennedy Miller.
Well, the short game for Duke, it's very important. They are successful in order to earn the victories. Not on the first pitch of the game. Jennings is late getting there. Ella McDowell shows you why she's one of the best third basemen in the country. Her ball all the way. She was not letting anyone get in her way to retrieve the first out.
Here's a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Capital One for the Blue Devils. We just saw Jennings. Now it's Vega batting in the 2 spot. It's a team that the offensive production has been staggering all season.
One of the best offensive teams in the country, and they back that up with a lot of grit. They are never out of their game because of their ability to bounce back and score runs.
Mina Vega takes down low. We've done a lot of softball games. That's the first time I've ever seen a game begin on a pop-up foul bunt. Caught by a charging third baseman, that being Ella McDowell in this case. Vega fouls it away.
Well, you can't hold anything back. I mean, it is super regional time. We're down to 16 teams in the entire country. Every pitch matters. Every at-bat matters. That laser focus, so important, especially in game 1 here, the Super.
You saw that OPS for Mina Vega. It's absurd. It's almost 1,500. It all begins with their on base percentage over 500 on the season, or slugging percentage over 900. A 2-2 pitch from Heron.
Robin Heron throws the ball hard. Power pitcher. She's going to throw consistently in the upper 60s with her velocity. She relies heavily on a curveball, rise ball combination. She has one of the nastiest changeups in the country. Over 50% of the time she throws the pitch, she gets a swing and miss.
Vega gets a piece of that to keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Heron's, for a lot of this season, dealt with an issue with her plant leg. It has gotten better as the season has gone in. It's not fully healed. It certainly doesn't seem to affect her in the circle. She's still pitching very effectively. It's hit in the air towards right center field, and it's hit well. It's back, it's deep, and it's out of the ballpark. Well, we promised you 2 high-octane offenses, and it's Mina Vega, her 19th home run of the season. Gets this Super Regional rolling for Duke here in Fayetteville.
Duke is 5th in the nation in terms of home runs, and you're looking at one of their best home hitters in Mina Vega. Takes a pitch that's too much over the heart of the plate, down in the zone, but she goes down to get it, elevates it to the pull side, and what a statement for Duke to score here early in Fayetteville.
Just keeps setting program record after program record this season offensively for Duke.
You know, Courtney Deifel talked a lot about yesterday. Duke's is a free swinging team, and right there, that is proof with Mina Vega. Borderline strike down in the zone, a low pitch, but she committed to it early and drove it out of here, and that's something that makes Duke so dangerous, is their ability to hit pitches out of the strike zone.
Jessica Oakland up. Oakland hits it foul past third. Mina Vega with the home run. See her down in the dugout. That came on the 7th pitch of the at-bat, and she had fouled off 3 pitches. So she battled, hits it out to get things going. And you also saw her, she was already talking to her teammates, kind of giving the scouting report, what she saw from Heron in those pitches, relaying that information.
Just a senior veteran leader. Mina Vega has been a starter since her freshman year at Duke. And she is one of the few players on that team that has played in a Women's College World Series, so she is savvy and experienced.
Oakley pops it up on the infield. Second baseman wants it. That's Carly Davidson, makes the catch for the second out. She can hide from us right now, but she's not going to hide in this Super Regional. She is going to be front and center. Amina Vega, and she's already made her presence felt. There's Coach Marissa Young. You know, the Super Regional they played a couple of seasons ago at Mizzou, where they came back, won a decisive game 3 in extra innings, and sent them to the Women's College World Series for the first time in school history, a school history that only dates back to the beginning of this decade.
It's just so impressive what Marissa Young's been able to do with this Duke program. They've only been around 7 years, yet every season they have been able to go to the postseason, most times go deep into the postseason. You can't say enough about her leadership and how quickly she has built the Duke program into a national power.
Tyrena Jones, first baseman, transfer from Purdue. The season she has had, her first year playing for Duke, leading the team. 23 homers, leading them in RBIs with 80. All in 2 strikes. Here in what's time, what's a different ball. The home run she surrendered to Vegas, 16th home run Perrin has allowed this year, and just over 110 innings pitched on the season.
Well, the fact that Vega hit it with 2 strikes is Robin Herron's one of the best 2-strike pitchers in the nation because of that nasty changeup she has.
Is upstairs with a rise and a strikeout ends the inning, but Amina Vega, one of the great players in college softball, has already made her presence felt.
Amina Vega, this is just a quality at bat, gets her team on the board early, makes a statement here in Arkansas.
Duke with an early lead here at Fayetteville on the Amina Vega home run. Arkansas comes up in the bottom of the first. They're going to face in the circle transfer from Incarnate Word Jr., Larissa Jaquez.
She pitched extremely well in the regional, especially on Championship Sunday. She gets the nod as they're going to try and ride her momentum continued into the deep postseason.
Take a look at the Arkansas starting lineup presented by Capital One. Johnson out front, but then what a year a true freshman has had. Brindley Bain has been incredible in the 2 spot.
Just on fire in the regional. Look at those video game numbers at the bottom, and also had 5 walks to go with that productive batting average.
Reagan Johnson, the all-time hits leader in Arkansas softball history, leads off, takes ball 1. He set that record earlier this season in game 1 of a series against Florida. Like the rest of her teammates, for the most part, a really good start in regionals for Reagan Johnson, who's the perfect table setter at the top of an order that features a lot of power. That's not Reagan's game. Her game is getting on base, wreaking havoc. She's one of the few players on the Arkansas roster that's actually a stolen base threat, and she's a serious one.
Yeah, and she's a triple threat. Very hard to defend. She can bunt, slap, also can swing away, and has elite speed.
Makes a strike. She has started all 56 games so far this season, along with 5 other of her teammates. Another strike, and it levels at 2-2.
Love how Jaquez is attacking the zone early. This is a high-powered Arkansas offense, keeping runners off base key because of their power and their ability to drive the ball out of the park as well.
And so already interesting decision for Marissa Young, the Blue Devils head coach, who she was going to start. Cassidy Curd would be the veteran choice, but she elects to go with the hot hand, Jaquez. That certainly doesn't mean we won't see Curd at some point today. It's out to left field and played perfectly. Okay, Kate Mathis makes the catch. Head coach Courtney Deifel, winningest coach in school history, just 11 outstanding seasons since coming here for the 2016 campaign.
Yeah, you can't say enough about what she has done with this Arkansas program. Has put them on the national map and kept them on the national map. Being in super regionals, familiar territory for Coach Deifel.
Brinley Bain. Has started to lightly rain. I think they're having an issue with the equipment for the pitch calling. Good look at Bogle Park. 67 degrees. A few raindrops are coming down. She doesn't see a whole lot of strikes, relatively speaking.
And just shows such good plate discipline. I mean, hitters want to hit, they want to swing, especially when you get into the postseason. It just gets, you get your chance, you have your at-bat, you play 1 game a day, you get 3, maybe 4 at-bats, and hitters want to hit. And what this shows me is that Brinley Bain is also a very patient hitter, very savvy hitter for a freshman, drew 5 walks in the regional last weekend.
Selective, that's just a bit up. Great plate discipline for a true freshman from Eagleville, Tennessee. That's a small town a little south of Nashville. Off-speed strike from Jaquez.
Just so confident. That confidence has grown throughout the season for Jaquez. It was a rough start for Duke and for Jaquez early in the season, as these new pitchers on staff for Duke were really finding their groove, finding their feet. And it's just been so impressive what Marissa Young, also the pitching coach, along with being the head coach, has done. And Cassidy Curd was the only returning pitcher on this staff. Every other pitcher was new. And the development of these pitchers in the circle has been key to Duke's success.
Jaquez has gone to a full count on each of the first 2 hitters of the game. The Razorbacks. Jaquez has not been tagged with a loss since March 15th against Virginia Tech. She's been on a nice little roll here. I mentioned how well she pitched in the region. That ball's gotten a little bit wet. Now, obviously the umpires and everybody here are willing to tolerate a little bit of light rain. It's going to require, well, this right here, like even the second ball that Jaquez received, she didn't like. I assume it being a bit too damp.
Well, yeah, this is an important pitch. It's a full count pitch. You don't want to throw a slick ball, a wet ball. Every pitch matters. And yeah, it's going to take a little more time. And you're right, the umpires are showing a little more grace.
Another 3-2 just missed off the plate. And that is ball 4. What else can we expect from from Larissa Jaquez.
You're going to see a lot more spin over speed. She's not going to beat you with her velocity. It's her command and her spin with a curveball, screwball, drop ball combination. Has a reliable changeup that's really developed throughout the season. Gets a lot of swings and misses with that curveball, especially as a right-handed hitter.
Razorback third baseman Ella McDowell. Started with a strike from Jaquez. Sophomore year for Ella. Was all SEC second team last year as a freshman. All SEC second team again this year, but made the all defensive team as well. And the one thing we have not mentioned is defense. And for Arkansas, not only this year, but last year, outstanding defense that has carried over to this year. So it's part of their really complete team with the pitching, the hitting, and the defense. And McDowell's a huge part of that defense.
Yeah, really one of the most balanced teams in the country. They're in the top 15 in the country in scoring, ERA, and defense. And when you have that sort of complete team, that's why you're the #5 national seed right now. And there you get a good look at it. #1 in the RPI. It's based upon their schedule and obviously their opponent's schedule. You look at that non-conference record, that is sparkling. And in SEC play, they had one of the toughest schedules in the country. Had to go on the road to Oklahoma, on the road to Texas, on the road to Alabama. I mean, this is a battle-tested Arkansas team.
Yeah, Arkansas finished the regular season ranked 7th in RPI. They entered the NCAA tournament #1 in RPI in the nation. A visit to the circle by Marissa Young. She's finished that. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. That changeup is bounced up there.
Wow, hitter's pitch right here with a 3-1 count. So important if you're Jaquez. You've got to make the ball move through the zone. McDowell has pure power, and this is a hitter's pitch.
Great pitch from Jaquez on the inside edge to run it full. Another full count, all 3 hitters. We've seen 3-2 counts. Same result as the previous hitter, a walk to Bain and now a walk to McDowell. After getting Johnson on a fly ball to left, the next 2, a couple of free passes.
Well, that is the danger zone and why Arkansas can put up runs in a hurry. Those 2 walks bring up the best home run hitter on the team.
And brings up the cleanup hitter Tiana Bell, who transferred from Cal, spent 3 seasons there. Being aggressive. Foul tip, strike 1.
And that's the pitch from Jaquez. It's her bread and butter pitch. It's a curveball that she can elevate in the zone. She also can bring it down in the zone, but it is moving away from Bell's barrel.
Quickly 0-2.
And that's the same pitch, just an outstanding location. And that's a big reason why when you really take a deeper dive into Jaquez and her success against left-handed batters, the batting average is .369 on the season. Against righties, below 200 because of that pitch. She's able to spin it through the zone. It's got late break, and she can control it up and down in the zone.
Bell stays away off the outside pitch. And there's Cassidy Curd. She's up in the bullpen. I mentioned the decision that head coach Marissa Young made, not starting Curd, going with Jaquez. Bouncy ball, diving attempt off the glove of Stafford, but she's trying to get back. No, not in time. Vega fielded it, and by the time Jayla Stafford got back to first base, Bell won that race. It'll be scored an infield hit, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, really nothing. Once Baker, who's a little bit slow getting to the ball, that's all she can do is try to hustle back and cover first base. That is their best play. It's another curveball from Jaquez. This time Bell takes it the other way. Has enough speed. A little bit of a goofy play there for the Duke defense, but credit to the Arkansas offense for making things happen.
And Dakota Kennedy is up with the bases loaded. And 1 out. Already a dangerous spot here for Jaquez and Duke. Blue Devils with the early lead thanks to an Amina Vega homer in the top of the first inning. But here's Kennedy. Does have 1 grand slam this year. Towards the right side and through. Bain scores. McDowell coming home. The throw to the plate. Cut off. Relay late. And Kennedy found a hole on the right side. 2-run base hit. And with that swing, it gives the Razorbacks the lead.
Dakota Kennedy is a seasoned veteran and has had so much success in the postseason in clutch positions for Arkansas. Takes a pitch, drives it with pace through the infield, and those 2 free passes for Jaquez come back to haunt her. Arkansas is on the board.
RBIs 50 and 51 for Kennedy. Where's the brace on the right knee? Has the right leg injury that's bothered her for a while now, but doesn't affect her hitting all that much.
Well, credit to her for being able to come back. You see the brace on her leg. I mean, one of Dakota Kennedy's strengths is her speed. She's able to leg out base hits her entire career, steal bases, play left field. Now with the injury, she's their DP, but you know what? She has a great attitude about it. Loved visiting with her yesterday. She's fine, she's ready to go, and I mean, there's no one that's been more clutch. That's now her 8th RBI between the regionals and super regionals here for Arkansas.
She's got the groove going. Send up the second baseman. This is Carly Davidson. Pitch count has already gotten up to 25 for Jaquez with these deep counts. He's off speed with the first pitch for ball 1.
And there's no break in this Arkansas lineup. I mean, up and down the lineup. Another double-digit home run hitter in Carly Davidson. They just keep coming at you with power.
Liner to third, right at Jones. Tyrena made the catch, almost snow-coned out of there, but she hung on to it. 2 outs.
Yeah, right now, this is not fooling. This is a curveball that does not break. It's laid too much over the heart of the plate. Davison doesn't miss, but she's got a case of the Adams. Hit it right at Tyrena Jones for the out.
Takes the Razorbacks to the 7th spot of the batting order here in the bottom of the first. And shortstop Italia Rijo. We mentioned at the top of the show that when you look at these teams, if you're going to break them down, offensively it's kind of a wash, the 2 teams. The difference is going to be pitching. You know, defense plays a part as well, but it'll be decided in the circle. Softly hit. Vega gobbles that up, the underhand toss to retire the side. So they limit the damage to 2 on Kennedy's 2-run single after 1 from Fayetteville. 2-1 Razorbacks.
what's in your wallet. And in part by new Sonic Refreshers. Live free. Eat Sonic.
Well, an hour before first pitch, that would be 10 a.m. Central Time today. They open up the gates, and the first place a lot of folks go is the berm. They fill it up. Always great support here, the Razorback fans. You see what's at stake this weekend. Duke won the Super Regional at Mizzou in 2024 to get there for the first time. Arkansas has had some near misses that their fan base would rather we not discuss at this moment, but they have been really close but haven't gotten there yet. 2-1 Arkansas's Duke comes to bat. There's that postseason history for Duke. And again, keep in mind, they've only been around their program since 2000, which was the lost COVID year.
I mean, there are programs that have been around for 30 years and have never had a chance to punch their ticket to an NCAA tournament, let alone a Super Regional or Women's College World Series. This Duke program knows how to make deep postseason runs.
Layla Lamar leads off. First pitch outside for ball one. Herron had thrown a first pitch strike to all four Duke hitters she faced in the first inning, but falls behind Lamar.
Well, with Robin Herron, that's one thing she does so well. She fills up the strike zone, has great command of all of her pitches, the curve, the rise, and that changeup. That's so impactful. But if you're looking for a walk, you're rarely going to get one for Robin Herron.
And pitches for her now so far.
And what may change that is a day like today, Mark, kind of spitting off and on. You know, it's a tough day to be a pitcher. You see her wiping her hands, a little towel in her back pocket, and that's going to be all morning here in Fayetteville.
Another tap foul, so after Herron fell behind 2-0, it's now level after a couple of foul balls.
And Herron gets a lot of accolades for being one of the toughest two-strike pitchers in the nation, and rightfully so. Why? Because she can go upstairs with the high heat as she struck out Jones in the last at-bat. She also has this changeup that's just a knee-buckling changeup.
Yeah, changeup that has gotten better really every year for her now in year 4 as a senior.
You take a look there, and a lot of pitchers are going to have something very similar, but that is drastic for Robin Herron, especially as she works from ahead. I mean, that is a minuscule batting average against.
High part of the zone. And plate umpire Steve Gould says strike 3.
And it's the curveball. Here it comes, the heat breaking away from Layla Lamar. You can't pitch it any better than that. Right through the strike zone, right on the corner of the plate, and that's what makes Robin Herron so lethal. Great command and the ability to live in the corners.
It sends up the left fielder, KK Mathis. We mentioned how pitching is going to be a big deal, obviously, in this series, and especially for Duke, trying to get their pitching to hold up. And KK has been somebody that's seen some time in the circle here as the season has gone on.
Yeah, I think at the end of last season, Coach Young had a conversation with her that says, hey, you know, let's put your arm in a circle a little this summer. Didn't know how the transfer portal would go for Duke. They did indeed secure a lot of pitchers, but here late in the season, it took about a week. Marissa Young had her come back to the bullpen, work with her for a week. She got in the circle.
Straightaway center field, and Reagan Johnson trots back to make the play. And 2 outs.
Well, a lot of teams would get behind early in the game and feel a little sorry for themselves or hang their head. They had the lead early, gave it right back, especially with the free passes. Not Duke. They are very comfortable in a come-from-behind situation. It's really where they've been living the majority of the season. They've a lot of times had to out-hit, out-slug other teams. So this is familiar territory for them. They believe they can score. They believe they can come back, and they've proven that time and time again throughout the entire season.
Yeah, it's a team that did play in the Clearwater Invitational this year, went pretty well then, but after that, really kind of the beginning of the season wasn't overall all that great for Duke. They kind of circled the wagons early in the season and said, all right, we got to make a few changes here. Where do we go from here? And that has evolved into a really nice season for them.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the offense. And you take a look at that, it's a program record for home runs and doubles. So they've been able to score quickly, and you've seen some of their scores. I mean, the ability to put up double-digit runs against quality pitching is something that has just really impressed me throughout the season. It's a very confident hitting team.
Gabriella Shattuck, line drive into right field. That's down in front of Bain for a base hit. So the true freshman out of Jersey, New Jersey, has a base hit here in the Supers.
Yeah, she's one of those players early in the season. Marissa Young felt like, I don't have enough places in the lineup card. We have a very talented hitting team, and Shattuck is one of those, also catches for Duke. And this is just a very deep team for Duke, a very talented team. And you mentioned it, they had a choice to make early in the season. They had a lot of tough losses back to back to back to back, and really were trying to find their identity, and they just made a collective decision, and here they are in the Super Regional.
Ball one to their catcher, Kyrie Rodriguez. The senior year for Kyrie. Did have a home run in both games Sunday against Arizona. Had a two-run homer in the first game, and then a solo shot in the decisive Game 7 in Durham on Sunday. She did have a redshirt year in 2024, so academically a senior. As far as eligibility-wise, still has another year after this. Bounced up there, and that kicks away from Kennedy Miller. Shattuck advances down to second, so she's there with 2 outs on a wild pitch. You know, I do applaud the umpiring crew, everybody here, the fans, patience. It is lightly raining. The ones that really have the toughest job are the pitchers, with trying to keep the ball dry and getting the spin they want.
Hands down, and any pitcher out there will tell you that grip, being able to grip the ball on the seams where you want it. Heron's still not happy with that one either. We saw the same thing from Jaquez on the Duke side.
We're going to use a pinch runner here, by the way, pardon me. They're going to run for Shattuck. So Adeline Matthews is going to bring more speed out to second base. She represents the tying run. And with a 3-ball, 1-strike count. So a hitter's count here for Rodriguez. Coach Young said, you know what, this will be the good time to use the pinch runner. You can only use the pinch runner one time for a specific player in a game, so can't do that later in the game for Shattuck.
Yeah, hesitation there with 2 outs. You know, with a runner at 1, 2 outs, really no need to use the pinch runner. They got the wild pitch to second base. Now they have that favorable hitter's count. Good opportunity for Duke to tie this game.
Let's see what Heron brings Kyrie Rodriguez on 3-1. She hits it hard towards center field. It is deep and gone. Ninth of the year, Kyrie Rodriguez, and Duke answers right back with their second homer of the game and reclaim the lead.
Well, anybody who's been watching Duke this season knows this is what they do. This is the 8th batter in the lineup. It's a rise ball, but a low rise ball from Robin Heron because she's behind in the count. She has to bring it a little bit too much over the plate. Look at that, dead center from Kyrie Rodriguez. Duke takes the lead again with the long ball. I mean, you take a look at that. You can't count them out when you can hit home runs at a pace like Duke up and down the lineup. And hey, even today, we've seen a home run hit on a ball below the knees. We've seen a home run hit on a ball above the chest. So this is a team that is confident in their swings. They're loose. As you can see Deanna Jennings there getting loose again as her at bat. She's on deck. But that's what this Duke team does. They score in a hurry. They light up the scoreboard in a hurry. and they do it throughout the lineup.
Well, using the tongue pressure to get the dirt out of the spikes of the pitcher, Robin Herron, and Coach Deifel has been there talking with the plate umpire, Steve Gould, and this is, I'm sure, about the conditions, not only how the circle area, the pitching area is getting damp and needs some drying compound. So they're going to bring out the grounds crew and some of the diamond dry to try to change that situation. Again, if you're going to try to play through what, knock on wood, it has just been a light rain so far, you're going to have some of these issues.
And Arkansas has a fantastic grounds crew. You're going to take all the time you need to make sure that the surface is feeling good, that, the pitchers have a dry ball. They take the time. I mean, there's every pitch matters, as we've seen in this Super Regional, and every at bat matters. And you want to make sure you feel comfortable not only with the surface but with the ball. And you mentioned it earlier that the toughest is for the pitchers. There's no doubt about it. Or anybody that's throwing a ball. If I'm a third base coach today, there's rarely a stop sign anyway. I like to send runners a lot, but on a day like today, with the grass being slightly wet, it's a very difficult throw for an outfielder to come up and make an accurate throw on a dry, sunny day, let alone a little bit of rain out there. So it does impact the game, especially when you're throwing, pitching.
Well, we mentioned right at the top of the show how prolific both these teams' offenses are, which was kind of a subtle way of saying you probably can expect some high-scoring games here in Fayetteville this weekend. Well, game one is at least projecting in that direction here early, just in the top of the second inning. So base is empty after the go-ahead two-run homer for Kyrie Rodriguez. First pitch strike from Herron to Jayla Stafford. A San Diego native, true freshman.
Well, if you're wondering, Robin Herron, really a big strikeout pitcher. Talked about it earlier, really walks batters as well. One of the best strikeout to walk ratios in the country, in the top 10. But she's been prone to the long ball lately. On May 7th against Alabama, she gave up 3, but now she's given up 2 so far today. That is something that has plagued her as of late.
Herron's previous start before this one was Saturday against USF. Went 4 innings, allowed 1 run, 3 hits. Picked up the win when they run-ruled the Bulls 9-1 in 6 innings. Liner just out of reach of the shortstop Rio. Cut off by Johnson, a base hit for Stafford. Hit number 4 of the game for Duke, one time through the batting order.
And why is that hit so key? It turns the lineup over for Duke, and Duke has one of the best 1-2 punches in the country with Deanna Jennings and Amina Vega, as we see little action now in the Arkansas bullpen.
Yeah, freshman Sailor Timmerman is up. And Courtney Deifel looks like she's going to make the change right here. So keep in mind, she can bring Herron back in this game since he's the starting pitcher. But she lifts her here in the top of the second. We'll take a timeout with the pitching change. game if Courtney Deifel elects to. And it's going to put a true freshman in the circle here, Sailor Timmerman, who pitched very well a couple of times against UCF in the regional.
Yeah, Timmerman has really been a first relief type option all season long for Arkansas to stabilize some innings. She really throws a lot of strikes out of the bullpen and can kind of calm the storm.
Minocqua, Wisconsin, the freshman's hometown, which is right on a beautiful lake in upper part of northern Wisconsin. But what a big spot here early in game one of this super regional in Fayetteville for Timmerman.
Yeah, this is her first experience in super regional. She's been in pressure-packed moments all season long. She's been big in big moments for Arkansas. They're going to need that type of performance right now, and you're going to see a lot of power from her. Throws in the upper 60s velocity, really can split the zone vertically. A rise ball, drop ball combination, throws a lot of strikes, and that allows her to get a lot of miss hits, and she can split that zone vertically, and that helps her to feed the defense with some outs.
So as you mentioned, Carol, the lineup turns over for Deanna Jennings, who takes a strike. You mentioned Timmerman's come through in some big moments. Probably the biggest was May 1st at Texas. She came in the game with her team down 3-0 through 4 scoreless and hitless innings. The Razorbacks came back and won that game 4-3. She had 7 strikeouts. And that one really stuck out back on May 1st in Austin.
That doesn't really pitch like a freshman. Sometimes freshmen come in those types of moments against those types of opponents, and the moment can be too big for them. But not Timmerman. Her ability to focus in those big moments is key. Boy, you got to be patient today, huh? If you're a fan, if you're an umpire, if you're a coach, you're a player. And especially the infield, outfield defense. I mean, they've really got to stay focused in the game. There's a lot of time between pitches right now, making sure you understand the situation.
Pulled the string on her. Yeah, I would describe it right now as a steady light rain. Pitched a couple of times against USF in the regional. Combined 5 innings, allowed only 1 hit, no runs. Bounced up there, a look. Stafford gave it a serious look, but goes back to first base.
And good decision from Stafford. Thought about going and stopped. And the minute you hesitate, the minute you stop as a base runner, you have to go back. If she would have taken off there, Miller would have been very excited about that. Very good at throwing out runners down at second base.
She can take off here with 2 outs. A 3-2 pitch. This is going to be an illegal pitch, and that's ball 4. Timmerman, a little hitch in her delivery. An illegal pitch creates a ball, and that was ball 4. And Coach Deifel wants an explanation.
Well, again, once the hands come apart, which they are not apart yet, but you can see her motion lost her balance a little bit there, and that created the illegal pitch. Now, Courtney Deifel wants a little better explanation than that, because you can move around. She did not separate her hands at all.
You know, from that camera angle from center field, it almost looked like she lost the grip a little bit of whatever pitch she was trying to throw in her glove as well.
Yeah, and her hands were not separated yet, so that is not the issue. Now, maybe she came back off the front of the pitcher's plate. I mean, there's a lot of ways that a legal pitch can happen. Robin Herron going out to help out Timmerman with she's got a double cloth there in the back. You know, one a little more for the grip and one just for the rain. But the umpires are talking about it just to make sure that what our home plate umpires saw was indeed what happened. We have 4 umpires, if you remember, throughout the postseason in regionals and now in super regionals as well. Also will be in the World Series.
All right, after that discussion, he's going to tell the 2 head coaches
Yeah, everything here to me seems legal at this point, and she's rocking back. Her hands have not separated. She loses her balance, but unless the pitch clock is moving out, I'm not sure either, and you can see the confusion on Courtney Scott's face as well, and we're not privy to that conversation.
Well,
but that's what Courtney Deifel's trying to get an explanation from. On top of that, the rain has continued to come down, and we see the players vacating the field. So,
yeah, I think that the weather has affected the pitchers to a degree now that they feel like, you know what, we could maybe play through this, but let's not. So they're going to get the tarp out, and they're going to stop things here with 2 on, 2 outs, and we're just in the top of the second at a 3-2 Duke lead. So we are delayed. So weather delay here in Northwest Arkansas. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll reset things for you when we come back on the other side. From Fayetteville, Bogle Park. With Duke leading 3-2, Duke has already homered twice in this game, and it was just the second batter of the game, Amina Vega, who went yard.
Amina Vega takes a pitch low and almost out of the strike zone, makes a statement early, gets Duke on the board with the first home run of the game. But Duke wasn't done. In the second inning, this time it's Kyrie Rodriguez. It's a 2-run home run to center field. And Duke retakes the lead after giving it up in the bottom of the first. It's been a home run fest for Duke.
Yeah, Rodriguez's 9th of the season. But we are weather delayed here. Tarp on the field just prior to noon local time here in the Central Time Zone. So weather delayed, Duke leading 3-2. And for now, we will send you to the studio with Matt Schick. A little rain's not going to scare this crowd away. The benefit of beginning a game at 11 a.m. is just waiting it out. It's been about 4 hours. The crowd has returned, and we are ready to resume from Bogle Park in Fayetteville. A game in the top of the second inning, a 3-2 lead for Duke. Duke got it going quickly. 2 batters into the game. Amina Vega with a home run into the screen beyond the right center field fence to make it 1-0. And after Arkansas had scored twice in the bottom of the first, Duke comes right back. Another ball leaves the ballpark. This one out to center field for the catcher, Kyrie Rodriguez. 2-run shot. And Duke leads 3-2. They have a couple runners on when we resume with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. So there's your game summary. Officially 4 hours, 9 minutes. We're assuming the first pitch or the next pitch is going to come right at the top of the hour. And you see the rest of the rundown as Arkansas did get a couple of runs in the first, but surrendered that right back. And we've got a lot of softball to play. Mark Neely with Carol Bruggeman and our tremendous crew here in Fayetteville. And the Hogs have retaken the field. And yes, we're about ready to resume.
And this game has started exactly how we anticipated. Both of these teams come in with a high-octane offense. Duke via the home run. We've seen 2 of those already. Arkansas can hit through the lineup as well. So no surprise that we've got 5 runs on the board. We're not even through the second inning.
Well, in the circle when the rain, which really it had been a light rain all through the game for the most part, but Sailor Timmerman, a freshman, had just entered the game and wound up walking Deanna Jennings. We'll take a look at her numbers coming in.
Yeah, she's been really the first choice in relief for Arkansas this season, and she's done a nice job of really settling the storm, calming things down. She did walk the leadoff batter, but really it was raining at that point in time. Really looking forward to seeing what she does here as a freshman in the circle in her first Super Regional.
Well, the big question for both these teams, Carolyn, I'll submit it to you as they're calling the Hogs here at Bogle Park. What were these teams doing, and how do they navigate having 4 hours off before resuming a huge Super Regional game?
Well, as you know, a 4-hour delay is a long delay. I can promise you there was at least a meal in there and maybe a snack. If you're a softball player, I mean, you need a feeding every couple hours, so I can promise you there was a little bit of that. But just a refocus, letting everyone relax a little bit, let your mind at ease, and then once the game time was set at 4 p.m. Central here, you know, an hour before, now you go back into your traditional, your normal pregame mode, little batting practice, ground balls on the infield, fly balls, pitchers warming up, and off you go again.
Yeah, we actually it's like we're resuming a whole new game, but it is 3-2 as we resume at the top of the second inning. Obviously a lot of drying agent on the field as well after they pulled the tarp. But we are ready to resume. We appreciate your patience. The crowd's ready to go. So are we. Hope you are too. Game 1 of this best-of-3 Fayetteville Super Regional. And Marissa Young, the head coach of Duke, has come out. They used a pinch runner out at second base for Stafford, and it's Amina Vega who homered in her first at bat, who is going to bat first and resume this game. So all right, ready to go. 4 o'clock Central Time. Pitch on the way, and we are back underway. And the crowd applauds. They are happy about that, and so are we. Ariel Kruger is the runner out at second base, running for Stafford. Kruger running there. Vegas home run, her first time up, her 19th of the season. Popped up. This is going to stay in play. The third baseman wants it. That's Ella McDowell in fair territory, makes the catch. That retires the side, so it just takes a couple pitches for Timmerman in the resumption. Going to the bottom half when we come back. Right-handed one-hitters coming up for the Razorbacks as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Game 1 of this best-of-3 Fayetteville Super Regional. Meet the coaches if you haven't already, but let's take you back a little before.
I mean, these two head coaches were fantastic student athletes in their own time. Marissa Young at Michigan, a 3-time NFCA All-American. I was coaching at Purdue at the time. When she played at Michigan, she was just a fantastic player. And Courtney Deifel, of course, at Cal, won a national championship in 2002 as a catcher, now both leading these high-profile programs. And so much fun that their love for the game that developed at an early age, now they get to be a head coach.
Marissa Jaquez, who started the game for Duke, has stayed in there with the resumption.
And Jaquez has been the most consistent pitcher for the Duke Blue Devils, especially here in the postseason. Was fantastic in the NCAA Regional in Durham.
Wyckoff bounces it up the middle right near the second base bag and into center. And Wyckoff is on. Well, the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action will begin this Thursday, the 28th, noon Eastern, live on ESPN. For more info on the Women's College World Series, visit NCAA.com, your home for all NCAA championships. 9th spot in the order for the Hogs and catcher Kennedy Miller. Check swing strike.
That curveball's been very consistent for Jaquez so far in this game, even through the rain. It was raining through the first inning of the game, and she found a way to be very impactful with that pitch. It is her bread and butter pitch, really runs away from the right-handed batters.
If you're just joining us and didn't see the first inning and a half when the rain was falling, it's fair to say, Carol, that the weather was affecting the pitchers. Not in an extreme way, but at least in a mild way.
Yeah, it sure was. We had to switch out balls consistently. The ball was wet. Any pitcher knows it's really tough to control the ball, even when it's dry, let alone a ball that's wet. And so there were a lot more balls thrown, a lot more hitters counts, not pitchers counts. I'm sure the pitchers are enjoying these dry conditions, as are the fans and everyone else.
Indeed. The 1-2 pitch to Miller. Junior catcher Kennedy Miller from the Austin area in Georgetown, Texas. A 3-run home run against USF last Sunday in the regional clincher for the Razorbacks, and whacks this one out of reach of the third baseman Jones into left. Mathis up with it quickly, but a solid base hit for Kennedy Miller. And Arkansas has put the first 2 base runners on.
And Miller gets a pitch elevated in the zone inside. Watch how she keeps her hands inside the ball. That allows her to get her barrel to the pull side. 2 solid hits here from the Razorbacks as they've come back from this rain delay.
Lineup goes back to the top. Center fielder Reagan Johnson. Expecting bunt. She shows bunt. They're in tight at the corners.
Reagan Johnson's so tough to defend, a real triple threat, and with runners on, it makes it even more difficult. The infield, especially the left side, has to come in, and that allows a few more gaps for Reagan Johnson.
Slaps at it and pops it up on the infield right near the foul line, and first baseman Stafford squeezes at. There's the first out of the inning for Duke. Here's Brindley Bain, a walk and a run scored. The fact that she walked is not all that unusual. She does take a first pitch strike.
And that off-speed, Jaquez has it working. Brindley Bain has been the most consistent hitter in the postseason for Arkansas. Hit over 700 in the Fayetteville Regional last weekend. Got to do anything you can to throw off her timing. Love that first pitch strike on the off-speed against Bain.
Takes strike 2. She's been a very patient hitter, even though she's young, a true freshman. It was last year's Miss Tennessee softball coming out of Eagleville, Tennessee. just got a piece of that.
That was the off speed again from Jaquez. Great time for that pitch. As now Brinley Bain, you get inside her head, what's going on between her ears. She's like, wow, is it going to come with some velo? She's thrown me that off speed pitch twice, and it's exactly where Jaquez would like to have Brinley Bain.
And it's at this point, they're going to make a pitching change. Cassidy Curd is going to take over in the circle with an 0-2 count. Interesting moment to make a change. Jaquez is lifted here. Bain still at the plate.
We knew it would be a matter of time before we saw Cassidy Curd today. Not so sure we anticipated in the second inning with an 0-2 count, but Cassidy Curd is the ace of this staff. Really has been an ace since she put on a Duke uniform 4 years ago. You take a look at that, almost nearing 150 innings pitched. Does have 128 strikeouts. That's one of the top strikeout pitchers in the country. And she's a power pitcher. You're going to see her throw in the upper 60s. Curveball, rise ball, screwball combination. Everything has a little bit of upspin on it, so she gets a lot of fly ball outs, and she has developed a lot of confidence now in her changeup and has developed command on that pitch in any count.
So Curd's going to take over in the circle for Duke. I mean, interesting timing of this change, Carol. I guess it's a question we could ask Marissa Young at a later time, but was it because of the first two hits from the inning and then maybe something she saw in the sequence to Bain?
Yeah, could have been, and obviously Bain drew a walk, so did McDowell on deck. So Jaquez did not have a lot of success against those hitters. And there's no doubt having runners on base, plays into this. Jaquez has been hit hard in this inning. And so, you don't want to waste any time, as we've seen across the country already in the super regional games that have been played. Every pitch matters, every at-bat matters. And anything you can do also to kind of slow down this Arkansas offense. They have a lot of momentum in this inning, so a pitching change that just really takes that away and makes things a little more neutral.
So she picks up the 0-2 count. Again, Bain did walk and score in the first inning. Ooh, very close pitch. Now it's 2-2.
Just misses low out of the zone. Very competitive pitch with 2 strikes from Curd.
Chopped out to shortstop. Oakland, Vega to first. Great pick. They don't get the trailing runner, but Stafford did everything she could, picking that out of the dirt. Lead runner advances to third. That's Wyckoff.
Well, Bain just pounds this ball into the ground. It's hit hard. Oakland keeps her feet moving, but Vega is very fortunate that her first baseman scooped that up, and Jayla Stafford, because if that ball gets away, Arkansas ties this game. Those are the little plays that come back at the end of the game, and you circle a few plays that say, well, what plays made a difference? That pick over there from Jayla Stafford to prevent the run could be one of those.
There's Ella McDowell, who also walked and scored with the Arkansas first inning. Out in front of that.
One thing Arkansas does not do a lot of is steal bases, just 33 on the season. Brinley Bain does not have any. Well, when you get to these pressure-packed moments with a hitter like Ella McDowell at the plate, wanting to see if Duke can make a mistake. This defense for Duke had 6 errors in the regional. And so sometimes it's time to expect the unexpected. Put Bain in motion, force Duke to make a play.
A pitch down low. And Cassidy Curd, She is the senior leader of this pitching staff. Pitched twice in the regional against Arizona. And her 2 combined outings, 7 innings, and allowed 9 earned runs combined in the 2. High to McDowell, full count.
Well, now with a full count, Bain will be in motion with 2 outs. Important pitch for Curd, as McDowell can do some damage. And that is Curd's go-to, her curveball. She can elevate it in the zone. She can throw it down in the zone. In this case, it's running in on the hands of Ella McDowell. We haven't seen that off-speed pitch yet from Curd. Be a good time for it.
The 3-2 pitch. And she lost her, ball 4. And unloads the bases.
Arkansas just not giving in to the strike zone. This pitch just off the plate. I mean, it doesn't get more competitive than that. Rodriguez tries to frame it up. That is right on the borders, right where Cassidy Curd does need to live.
So they're loaded for the cleanup hitter, Tiana Bell. She has a couple of grand slams, 2 to be precise this year. And this is her first season with the Razorbacks, having transferred in from Cal. 8 as a team on the season. Twisting back into the screen.
Well, we saw this in the last at-bat. It was Jaquez against Tiana Bell, and the game plan is clearly throw her outside. With Jaquez, it was a curveball. Now with Cassidy Curd, it's her screwball, but they are really working the outer half of the plate against Bell.
That was a no-doubter off the bat. Into deep center.
The best home run hitter on the Razorback team just stepped up in a big moment and got another home run. This pitch is elevated in the zone. It's a rise ball. She goes up to meet it. It was a no-doubter. Crushed it to the deepest part of the park. Why not a little dance after that? A grand slam from Arkansas.
So it extends the team program record to 9 grand slams on the season. Personally, for Bell, her 3rd of the season. It's the 2nd grand slam for Arkansas in this tournament. That ball was absolutely blasted into the crowd of folks on the berm, way beyond the center field fence.
And that is just committing to a swing, putting a good swing on time, on balance. I mean, that is a pitch that Cassidy Curd would love to have back, as that just cannot happen against the home run hitter in Bell, and Bell did not miss her opportunity.
To right center, it's back-to-back.
Well, here come the hog hitters. And this pitch again from Cassidy Curd, too much over the white part of the plate. These Arkansas hitters are looking for it. They are on time. They are on rhythm. Lots of hugs, lots of smiles all across, and why not? Arkansas has come out on fire in this inning.
Kennedy's 16th of the season. She has 3 RBIs. She's knocked in 3 of the 7 runs. And obviously, Arkansas not phased one bit by the 4-hour rain delay. It's the first time the Razorbacks have hit back-to-back homers since late in February. February 27th against Boise State.
I mean, this is a team, as you are witnessing right now, that can score in a hurry. You come into the game 15th in the country in scoring. And most importantly, for the Arkansas team, what they do is they have a lot of extra base hits, as you're seeing. They're in the top 20 in slugging percentage, RBI, which means they are able to drive the ball with power to all parts of the park. And it has been on full display in this inning.
It has now been a 5-run inning.
And all the runs scored with 2 outs, Mark. You know, Duke worked themselves, even though there was a little bit of trouble in this inning, they got to 2 outs with the bases loaded. And from that point on, as Davison draws the walk, Curds having a tough time creating some outs.
So the 9th batter to come up in the inning is the Razorback shortstop, Talia Rio. Marissa Young walking out. And it looks like Curd's going to come out.
You know, Curd really struggled in the regional. Had a tough time finding the strike zone. Gave up a lot of hits. You know, this is an opportunity for the senior. She's been the one. Curd has pitched in the Women's College World Series. She knows what it takes, but sometimes it's just not your day. Your numbers you just don't have a feel. And here we get a look today. He's pitched a 1/3 of an inning and has given up 3 earned runs so far in the inning. And you're going to turn the ball over, and they're going to bring back the starter in Jaquez.
Yeah, Jaquez earlier in the inning had a 2-strike count on Brinley Bain when she was lifted. Curd came in. Bain eventually reached on a fielder's choice as they forced Kennedy Miller at second base. And then after the McDowell walk, the Bell grand slam followed by the Kennedy home run. And now after a Davison walk, Jaquez is right back in the game.
Well, this is a move that had to happen from Marissa Young. Arkansas, you're thinking as an offense, now Duke can score a bunch of runs. They're one of the best home run hitting teams in the country. So this game is far from over, but they've got to do it against a very stingy Arkansas pitching staff. Doesn't give up a lot of hits, 10th best in the country. So you want to keep the score reasonable even though it's early in the game.
Rio grounded out to second base her first time up. And that's bounced through the hole on the right side. It's fired in by the right fielder Lamar, but base hit for Rios, and Arkansas has batted around here in the bottom of the second inning.
That's what Arkansas has been able to do all season long. Just pass the bat. This lineup's got a good mix of speed and power, mainly power within it. And there's no holes in the lineup.
Wyckoff, who began the inning with a base hit to center field, bats again here in the second. Now the timing of the pitching change certainly seemed unusual with the count at 2 strikes. Well, Jaquez was initially lifted earlier in the inning.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. There's no doubt about it. And Marissa Young's been with these pitchers in the bullpen day after day, doing her film study on the matchups. But that is definitely an odd switch with the lead, with an 0-2 count.
Well, Jaquez misses up. 2 balls and a strike. I think when you looked at this matchup in the Super Regional round, you knew both teams had outstanding offenses. Arkansas is top 15 in the nation in offense, ERA, defense. It's been a very well-balanced team. I thought the question we all had, all of us neutral observers, were this is going to fall on Duke's pitching. Can they get the pitching they need to get 2 wins here in Fayetteville to move to Oklahoma City? It's ball for Wyckoff. She's on base for a 2nd time in the inning.
I mean, we're not even through the 2nd inning, and that's 5 walks, to answer your question, Mark, about the Duke pitching staff. And you just cannot give consistent free passes against an offense like Arkansas with their power numbers, slugging numbers, extra base hits. Here they find themselves with an opportunity to continue to add to this lead.
Kennedy Miller with a base hit earlier in the inning to left field. Takes a first pitch strike. When this game resumed 25 minutes ago, Duke was up 3-2 and still batting in the top of the 2nd inning. Now 25 minutes later, we've actually only seen a total of 3 outs recorded. One of those on the Duke side, 2 against Arkansas. And the game is completely flipped.
And that's the pitch, the off-speed pitch that Jaquez has got to have working for her. We've seen her use it often in this game. I'd like to see her use it even a little bit more, just to disrupt the timing of the Arkansas hitters. They can really dig in, drive from the legs. That's where all that power comes from. And if you can get them out front, leaning a little bit on that off-speed pitch, you've got a chance for some miss hits.
And now it's a full count with 2 outs, so the runners will be off as soon as the pitch leaves the hand of Jaquez. They are loaded. The trailing runner there, Wyckoff. Chopped out to shortstop, flipped to second base from Oakland. Vega retires the side, but 11 batters come to the plate. And Arkansas scores 5. They all come with 2 outs.
Oh, Tiana Bell comes to the plate with the bases loaded after 1 swing. They're not loaded anymore. A grand slam from Tiana Bell. And Arkansas wasn't done. Back-to-back Dakota Kennedy. All Hogs.
We welcome you back to the Softball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. Those of us have been here in Fayetteville, experienced a 4-hour rain delay. We say hey to the folks watching now on ESPN News. Glad to have you along. Arkansas just put up a 5 spot in the bottom of the second inning and now lead it 7-3. So let's see how the Duke offense responds here with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters up. Good look at Bogle Park. Great crowd as usual here in Fayetteville. Chased by the third baseman McDowell, but she's out of room.
Well, Duke has been in this position many times this season, and they've been able to fight and scratch and show a lot of grit and come back in these games. We're only in the top of the third inning, and Duke has proven they're one of the best home run hitting teams in the country. They are never out of it because of the way they swing the bat.
Two very high-powered offensive teams going at it here. Game 1 of this best-of-3 Fayetteville Super Regional. Duke trying to make it to the Women's College World Series for the second time in their short school history playing softball, and Arkansas is trying to make it there for the first time in school history. Duke went just 2 years ago. They won the Super Regional at Mizzou. Ball's hit to left field, hit pretty well back towards the fence and on the warning track. That's run down by Kaylee Wyckoff. For those of you on ESPN News, after the 4-hour rain delay, we come back and it was 3-2 Duke until that pitch, a grand slam.
Tiana Bell with the grand slam. The best home run hitter on the team in Arkansas comes through in a big moment, and not to be outdone, her teammate, they go back to back. Dakota Kennedy with the solo shot. A lot of fireworks in that second inning, and Arkansas took the lead.
5 runs, all with 2 outs in the bottom of the second for Arkansas. The sun is actually out in full force. Fouled back by Jones. Irina, a strikeout victim, her first time up today.
Well, what a good opportunity here for Timmerman, who's really been a relief pitcher on staff for Arkansas. She has that role today, but Robin Herron, Peyton Burnham, the main starters on the Arkansas team. She's getting a chance to get some work in here in game 1 of the Super Regional.
Out to Davidson, the second baseman makes the catch. Well, the journey to the Women's College World Series rolls on with the Super Regionals. Tomorrow, Saturday afternoon, Florida takes on Texas Tech. Game 2 from Gainesville. Game time 12:30 Eastern. That game on ABC. And Texas Tech outlasted the Gators today to take game 1. So 2 down for Layla Lamar. That ball's hit very well to left center field and deep, and that is up and gone. Well, that's the 3rd homer of the game for Duke. 2 of those have been solo shots now as Lamar hits her 16th of the season to make it 7-4.
Well, Duke has the 5th most home runs in the country. They continue to show you their power. Layla Lamar goes the opposite way. This is a rise ball that's left a little too low. And a rise ball that's left low, this is what happens to it. Layla Lamar absolutely tattoos that ball the opposite way. Duke gets a run back.
Look at that. They've hit an incredible amount. In the NCAA tournament, they had to play all 7 games they needed to win their own regional last weekend, outlasting Arizona. It's the 3rd time this year, though, that Arkansas has allowed 3 home runs to an opponent in a game. That is foul, just foul. Mathis making a bid for extra bases there. Almost found it down the left field line. That's dropped into left field for a base hit. Cut off in the corner by Wyckoff, and she will hold Mathis to a 2-out single. So the Duke offense trying to just get them right back in this game.
Well, this is a confident hitting team. And one thing I've been so impressed with all season long with Duke is a lot of teams can take their defense to offense or offense to defense. So if they have a poor defensive inning, they can come back and it's 3 quick outs and they're back on the field. Not Duke. They just keep those things separate and they go to work when it comes to being on offense.
Like she wants to use a runner for Mathis here. Actually, Shattuck, who was the DP, re-enters. So Shattuck reinserted after they used a pinch runner for her after she reached on a base hit her first time up. So base runner on with 2 outs for Gabriella Shattuck. We had the feeling we would see some high-scoring games in the Super Regional in Fayetteville. Game 1 is so far through 2.5 innings living up to that billing.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Shattuck, one of 5 hitters on the Duke team that's in double-digit home runs, and same on Arkansas. These are teams that just can light up the scoreboard in a hurry because of their ability to drive the ball deep. And you cannot relax as a pitcher in that situation. Sometimes those solo shots, if you do, become multiple run home runs like we saw with Tiana Bell in the Grand Slam.
Softly hit left side, taken by McDowell, the third baseman's throw. And the stretch by Bell to retire the side. But Lamar does get a run back for Duke as she takes one out to center.
You cannot count out Duke because of their ability to go deep. Layla Lamar gets one back with a solo shot.
There is nothing like the Women's College World Series.
It all begins on Thursday from Oklahoma City. It's down to 8 teams at that point, and take a look at this side of the bracket from Fayetteville. Whoever makes it out of here to the Women's College World Series, their first game will be against the winner of the Lincoln Super Regional. Tennessee has already punched their ticket, believe it or not, because they were one of the only match up with Georgia yesterday. They had a final. Of course, Nebraska had the suspended game in Lincoln with Oklahoma State very early on, which they'll resume later today.
Well, how about the pitching staff for Tennessee stepping up against Georgia, one of the best hitting teams in the country, and that Tennessee pitching staff really stifling them. 2-1 the final today, but just can't say enough about Carlin Pickens, her performance. The whole pitching staff, Megan Rhodes-Smith, the pitching coach there, just gives them a chance to win every game, and now they are going to Oklahoma City.
Top of the order for the Razorbacks.
Johnson really the biggest bunt threat, triple threat. And the Duke infield has to respect that. They have to shorten the infield, especially on the left side. You see Oakland playing in the baseline, the shortstop. Jones halfway up the line. She's got elite speed. And if she can put the ball in the dirt, it becomes a foot race. So you have to shorten the field on that left side.
Spins foul. Jaquez again started the game, came out briefly in the second, has returned. Nearing 60 pitches for her. Up the middle, base hit. Leadoff hit for Reagan Johnson. Well, Major League Baseball comes your way on Memorial Day Monday on ESPN. The Yankees head to Kansas City, take on the Royals. First pitch, 3:30 Eastern. You can catch it live on ESPN, or you can also watch the game streaming on the ESPN app. You know, if batter reaches, here is Brindley Bain.
Reagan Johnson is a perfect 20 for 20 in stolen bases, by far Arkansas's best base stealer. But Kyrie Rodriguez on the Duke side, one of the best at throwing runners out. She's thrown out 8 would-be base stealers already this season.
That's a line drive to right. It's over the head of Lamar off the very top of the fence. Brindley chugging for second, ball gets away. And here comes Johnson. She'll score. Nobody covering third, and Bain takes third base. A missile off the bat that was only a foot or so shy of getting out to right field. A double and an error and a run in.
A repeat version of last inning. Brindley Bain hammers this ball to right field, and the ball correctly goes into second base. Should have went all the way through to second base. Not enough communication there between Oakland and Vega tries to throw it quickly. Now Oakland's on her heels. A big mistake and an error allowing Bain to go to third. That's where communication's so important. If that ball goes all the way to second base, Duke has a legitimate shot of throwing out Bain at second base.
So the run scored by Reagan Johnson makes it 8-4. Still nobody out in the inning. Ground ball, base hit. McDowell on base for a third time. She had walked her first 2. And that brings in Bain, and that's going to bring up Tiana Bell, who hit the granny her first time up. Last time up.
Tiana Bell leads the team in home runs, made the most of her opportunity with the bases juiced, gets a pitch elevated, she knows it right away, dead center field, gave Arkansas the lead, and they have not looked back.
She is aggressive. Now 17 homers, 61 RBIs, both team highs. 2 for 2 so far today, and batting here for a third time in the third inning. Batting cleanup. Down the right field side, long run for Lamar, and almost able to get to it. Very close and banged up against that chain link fence.
A good effort out there from Lamar. There's a lot of foul ball territory, a long way to run for Lamar. Reaches at the last second, but the ball's just out of her reach. That would have been a huge out for Duke, should she have come up with that ball.
Strike 3 to Bell on the inside corner. Big strikeout there for Jaquez.
A huge strikeout for Jaquez, really paints the corner. I just love her demeanor in the circle. I mean, she is calm, cool, and collected. And the defense has really fed behind her in the postseason.
Dakota Kennedy followed Bell's grand slam an inning ago with a home run to center field of her own after a 2-run single in the first, which actually happened around 11:15 this morning.
Kennedy's got such a wide stance and a really open stance. Feels like she can see the ball a little bit better in that position, but if you watch, she just really minimizes that stride, especially with the front leg, the injured leg. You know, doesn't want to step on that leg and get even more torque, so she's really spread out her stance. All that power comes from the ground up, and she's able to just have a little stride and then turns on the ball. It's really impressive what she's been able to do despite having the right leg injury.
Whacks that into right field sharply. Has her third hit already in the game. McDowell down to second.
I mean, Dakota Kennedy has been a hit machine. Steps right into it, keeps short with that stride, and drives from the ground up. We've seen her go opposite field. We've seen her pull the ball. She is seeing the ball so well right now. This is a seasoned veteran hitter and taking advantage of the opportunity here at Super Regionals.
First pitch strike to Carly Davidson. The crowd thought that was a bit low.
We've got a lot of umpires wearing red today, Mark.
Well, this is the 5th time that Arkansas has played in a Super Regional. The 9 runs they have scored so far in this game, and keep in mind we're only in the bottom of the third inning. It's the most runs they have ever scored in a Super Regional game.
Yeah, they've had some heartbreak in the Super Regional round. There's no doubt about it when you're that close to Oklahoma City, and Courtney Deifel, the leader of this program, what she has done just can't be understated in putting Arkansas on the map, one of the top programs year in, year out.
Another opportunity for Lamar into foul territory. I know the local fans don't want to relive it. There's been a lot of heartbreak, you know, and maybe it was 2022 that was the hardest. They won game 1, lost the next 2. Ole Miss last year was tough, but the way head coach Courtney Deifel told it to us, he said, you know, it's like it's not like we lost it. Ole Miss just took it. Not that that makes it any easier. To second base, Vega goes to second for 1, to first, safe, runner coming home, safe there. McDowell scores. And now make it 10 runs scored by the Razorbacks.
Elle McDowell starts at second base, and the minute they start to turn 2, Matt Michael over at third base is waving Ella McDowell around. Look at this slide. Goes in full speed, reaches around the catcher, and gets her right hand on the plate. That's just great athleticism, recognizing where the catcher is, where the ball is. And you don't see that very often. That's outstanding base running from Arkansas with a runner at second. And let's face it, Ella McDowell's not their fastest base runner. It's just good savvy. When Duke went to turn 2, they were aggressive. A great slide by McDowell to get another run.
Old foul. Italia Rijo. Blue Devils head coach Marissa Young will grab the headset for us. We'll have a chance to chat with her when we go to the top of the 4th inning. A 10-4 game in the bottom of the 3rd. Got a little part of her leg or foot of Rio. Like many of her teammates, hit well in the regional here in the 3 games. She was 4 for 7.
And that's what the bottom of the order has been able to do for Arkansas. You expect a lot of things to happen from the top of the order. It's been happening all season long, but that bottom of the order is so important for teams to survive and advance into the postseason.
Line center field, but coming in, it's caught by Deanna Jennings to retire the side. Hogs add 3 more. Again, we'll chat with Coach Young of the Blue Devils when we come back. Your team down 6. We welcome you back to the NCAA Softball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. Game 1 here from Fayetteville goes to the top of the 4th. Let's chat with the head coach of the Blue Devils, Marissa Young. Coach, we knew both these teams coming in very high-octane offenses. How do you, pitching-wise, at least try to slow down what you're seeing offensively from Arkansas so far today?
Well, you've got to be able to mix speeds and hit the corners. I think we're still trying to figure out where to locate in this umpire zone to get those pitches that we need.
Well, Coach, Duke is never out of a ball game the way you hit home runs. You got 3 home runs already today. What do you like about your offensive approach here?
They are continuing to find ways to hit balls hard, and we just got to stay in the fight.
Appreciate the opportunity to chat so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks.
Head coach Marissa Young. A big uphill battle right now, down 6, but again, lots of softball to play here as long as you can stay relatively close.
Yeah, the hard part for Duke, they're used to this situation. They've been behind before. They have fought their way back through elimination games, and they can light up the scoreboard in a hurry. What I know is going through head coach Marissa Young's head is, how can we slow down this Arkansas offense? 10 runs in 3 innings. That's really the key.
And obviously from the response from the first question, still trying to get her pitchers to get some strike calls here on what I'm sure they think are pitches that are strikes a lot of times.
And you have to adjust as a pitcher. You have to adjust as a pitch caller. You know, Marissa Young's been in that situation before. It can be frustrating when you feel like you're making a good pitch, it's moving through the zone, it's not going your way, the result. But all the pitchers out there know whether it's a visual cue, whether it's holding on to the ball a little more, whether it's releasing a little sooner, changing your stride just a little bit. It's just a game of adjustments. I like to say it's really a game of inches and angles, and really when it comes to the pitches over the plate, just moving the ball a little bit, a half inch here and there can make a big difference.
And there is ball 4, a 5-pitch walk to Kyrie Rodriguez. Duke puts the leadoff batter on base. First time they've done that today. Well, we've had numerous conversations with head coaches in different conferences throughout this season, and to a person, they all say it has never been harder to be a pitcher in college softball than it is right now.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but ask that question. Both these head coaches are the pitching coaches. You know, what's it like to be a pitcher in 2026? What's it like to be a pitching coach? And the answers were exactly what you would anticipate if you're a softball fan. It's not easy. The way the technology, the data that's out there, what pitchers are throwing, what they're throwing on each count, what the velocity is. You can purchase machines that can simulate those pitchers, so you're very prepared, especially when you're playing a 3-game series. There's no secrets. And yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher. The bats, I could go on and on. So a lot of times it's just keeping your pitchers in a good place to know they can still create some outs. They may not have the .00 ERAs they're used to anymore, .005 ERAs, but you can still create outs for your team.
We saw Kennedy Miller, the catcher, go out to talk with Timmerman, and then we gave a look at Coach Steifel and a couple of members of her staff there with Matt Michael and Parker Staggs, and you could see him kind of talking like, you know, should we make a move right here? And they're like, all right, let's do it. So they're going to make the pitching change and bring back Robin Herron, who started this game at 11 a.m. this morning. So Herron's going to get the ball back in a 6-run game in the top of the 4th. And with this pitching change, we'll take a quick timeout. Robin Herron, who started this game, first team All-SEC again this year, back in there.
One of the best pitchers in the country. She had a rough start. Remember, the rain was coming down, the ball was a little bit wet, really labored through her first time through the lineup, gave up 2 home runs against Duke early.
So freshman Sailor Timmerman comes out. There's her line with runner on base, her responsibility, and a 2-ball, no-strike count. That is inherited here by Herron. If there were to be a walk, that actually would be charged to Timmerman.
Well, when you talk about this pitching change, you might think, gosh, you're up 10-4. Why would there be a pitching change? Well, this Duke team can hit home runs at will. The 5th best home run hitting team in the country. And Robin Herron should be feeling fresh. Really has not pitched a lot in this game.
That's 2 quick ones out of the zone, so that's ball 4. We'll have a chance to visit with Coach Steifel when we go to the next inning. Well, it's a 10-4 game in the top of the 4th. And if you're asking me right now, is 10 runs enough to win this game? I'm just going to give you a definite maybe.
Well, yeah, it doesn't feel settling.
It does not.
It doesn't. A lot of times you're in a game, it's 10-4. There's a little bit of a collective breath, a little bit of, hey, who else can we get in this game? No way in this Super Regional against Duke, the way they can score runs quickly.
And with 2 on, nobody out, the top of the order is up. Deanna Jennings. She's fouled out Bunning to begin the game and walked. Takes a strike.
Off-speed pitch there from Robin Heron. That's one of her best pitches. Just has this nasty mix of a curveball, rise ball, changeup combination. It's been very impactful for her this season.
Jennings behind that and strikes out. So Heron rebounds and picks up a strikeout for the first out.
That's what Robin Heron does. It's a curveball. It's driving away from the barrel of Jennings. Look how she feels like she has to reach for the ball, even though it's through the strike zone. And that's because of that tight spin and deceptive movement from Robin Heron.
So Vega's up. She homered as the second batter of the game.
And this pitch was out of the strike zone. It was down low. Amina Vega just committed to a zone, committed to her swing, and got Duke up early.
That home run, by the way, was 5 hours and 53 minutes ago in the first inning. After a 4+ hour rain delay, she is the career home run leader with that home run that she picked up just about 6 hours ago. Number 57 in her career at Duke. Having recently surpassed Anna Gold for the career home run mark in Duke softball history. To right field, that's going to drop in for a base hit. The lead runner Rodriguez had to make sure that was going to find a hole. Didn't get a big jump. Winds up at third, so she advances to 60 feet. A base hit for Vega loads the bases.
Amina Vega just has such good barrel control with 2 outs. This is another curveball. It's breaking away from her. She just wraps her barrel around the ball, is still able to pull it. Doesn't get a lot on it, but that's just finding a way to make things happen. Amina Vega, one of the best players in the country, not only at second base, but as a hitter.
So they're loaded for Jessica Oakland with 1 out. Tap to third, out there, throw to first, safe. Thought about it for a moment. Now they throw to third base. The play's still live. Vega just kept going. She winds up at third. And Oakland is on.
Oakland gets out in front. Really not a pitch she wanted to swing at. Good heads-up play by Ella McDowell. Goes to third base and then over to first, knowing her base runners. Does have a good shot there. But now when the ball is not in the pitching circle, the runners can still advance. Amina Vega, again, showing you why she's one of the best players in the country. Just a good heads-up play to get 60 feet.
70th RBI for Oakland as that play did bring in Rodriguez from third. So it's a 10-5 game. Tyrena Jones, who's struck out and popped out so far today. 2 on, 2 outs. Diving stop. McDowell gets up and ends the inning. Duke settles for 1. It's a 5-run game. We'll chat with Coach Courtney Deifel of the Hogs when we return. 10-5 Arkansas. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, let's chat with the head coach of the Razorbacks, Courtney Deifel. I could ask you a lot of different things here. The 4-hour rain delay, the way this game has been going. Let me go just coming back after the 4-hour rain delay. Message to the team, because you were down by a run when that resumed.
Yeah, we were. There was really no message to the team. We don't need to give this team any messages. Fortunately, we were loose. We were just hanging out. It was a really big pitch that Say made to Vega in that situation, and then our offense was explosive right there. We got to keep going. Obviously, they're an explosive offense too, but proud of this team so far coming out of the rain delay with a bang.
Well, speaking of Timmerman, made the decision to bring back in Heron with a 10-4 lead. You don't see that every day. What went into that decision?
Well, the conditions that we were playing in the beginning were terrible. I'm just going to shoot straight. It was terrible. Yep. And so getting Rob back out there, we have a lot of trust in both of them. We just felt like we wanted to shift the momentum, and Rob looks good.
We appreciate the insight. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Whoopik.
Head coach Courtney Deifel. Pitching change for Duke. Bradshaw's going to come in here, take over in the circle. It's Ava, a freshman.
Ava Bradshaw, she's been a big part of the Duke success this season. Even though she's been a freshman, has come in a relief role and ready for the moment.
And now she needs the pitch comm issue resolved. It's already tested the patience of the home crowd here. This is not the first time that's happened yet today so far.
All the things we have to remember as a hitter, all the gear, all the things on defense. Now she's ready.
First pitch strike from Bradshaw. Interesting to hear Coach Deifel very candid about the conditions for pitchers while the rain was coming down. And obviously she didn't mince words. Out towards right center field. Umar moves over to make the catch and retires Wyckoff to begin the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, well, we saw it early in the day as well. Just the light mist became a little more rain, and both pitchers on both sides really struggling to get their footing, struggling to hang on to the ball. Very atypical performance from Robin Heron. There's no doubt it was weather aided a little bit.
Which is part of the reason I think the rain delay went as long as it did, because they wanted the rain to be completely stopped, where they could redo the field, dry it out, and know that they had a window to finish the game without any further rain. Because if they wanted to tolerate a little light rain again, they probably could have resumed the game an hour or so earlier. But I totally understand, especially after the conditions for the pitching to begin the game, that they're like, you know what, let's just wait till it all goes through, let the rain stop, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, it was already tough to start the game, warm up. You're here a couple hours early. All the adrenaline, everything that goes into the first inning of a super regional game, and then you've got to shut everything down and revamp up. The last thing they wanted to do was start early again and have to warm up for a third time in the day. It's already been a long day for these athletes out on the field, but I tell you what, in a super regional game, you'd play all day if you had the chance. You just are so excited to be in this moment, knowing what's at stake, which is a trip to Oklahoma City.
Old foul by Miller. Bradshaw pitched pretty well in her 2 appearances in the regional. Worked a total of 3 1/3 innings through 2 games against Howard and Marshall. Redshirt freshman from the Detroit area, South Lyon, Michigan.
Well, what makes Bradshaw so effective is she does throw 3 speeds. So she can throw a hard drop in the upper 60s, and then she's got an off speed and a changeup off a lot of those pitches, a variety of pitches. Tough to time her up.
Third base, right behind the bag, is Tyrena Jones. Goes on Miller, 2 outs. Now the pitcher Bradshaw didn't pitch at all last year, her true freshman year, due to an ACL injury, which was actually the second time she had torn her ACL. So didn't pitch at all last year as a freshman. Megan Johnson back to the top of the order. 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored last time up in the third. Second base, Vega. Look at that. A 1, 2, 3 inning for Ava Bradshaw. Maybe the spark Duke needs. They'll come up in the fifth.
We've got 2 top 10 scoring teams with us today.
It's flying out in Gainesville today. Tomorrow they resume 12:30 Eastern time on ABC. So Tech outlasting the Gators. How about Mississippi State and Oklahoma? 11-9, first OU home loss in the NCAA tournament since pre-pandemic.
I mean, that there's no other word for it besides shocks. Congratulations, Mississippi State. It's not over, that entire super regional, but it is tough to win in Norman in the postseason, and they've proven it can be done. And congratulations to Tennessee as they punched their ticket to Oklahoma City.
They are the first of 8 teams to do so. Layla Lamar, who homered center field her last time up, is 1 for 2 today. The first 3-up, 3-down inning. Ava Bradshaw out of the bullpen for Duke, producing that. Setting the Razorbacks down in order in the 4th, so in the 5th now, a 5-run game.
A curveball from Robin Herron, especially against the lefties. It's just lethal. The amount of break she has on the ball. It's always running away from the barrel of the lefties. And then she couples that with an off-speed pitch down in the zone, and that's why she's been one of the toughest pitchers with 2 strikes this season, because she has really 3 strikeout pitches. She can go up in the zone and out of the zone, gets a lot of swings and misses at that. The curveball that breaks away from the lefties, and then the off-speed pitch, which is one of the best pitches in the nation, is Robin Herron's off-speed pitch.
Herron's strikeout begins the top of the 5th inning and brings a smile to her face.
And right there you see it up in the zone. So she really showed you every tool in her toolbox against Layla Lamar. The curveball, the off-speed, and then the rise ball up and in for the strikeout. You cannot sit one zone, one pitch against Robin Herron.
A.K. Mathis. Duke left fielder is singled and fly to center. It's the first time I've kind of felt like the teams have settled into the game a little bit right now, and we're in the 5th inning.
5.5 hours later
Yes,
from when the game started.
That too, throwing a 4-hour rain delay.
I can't agree more. Like, you couldn't catch your breath. There's just so much action on offense. A lot of pitching changes we've had in this game.
18 total hits, 11 of those for Arkansas, 7 for Duke. Obviously 15 total runs.
And 5 home runs.
Yes. To third base, behind the bag. Tell you what, this is such a good defensive team. Ellen McDowell, really kind of the head of that snake defensively. Another great play.
Yeah, I don't think this defense for Arkansas gets talked about enough. One of the best in the country, in the top 10 in the country in defensive fielding percentage. 3rd in the country in double plays. I mean, just their ability to make plays. Defense starts with your feet, and we saw great footwork on that play from McDowell.
This is Arkansas's 57th game of the season as a team. They have committed 29 errors on the year. 29 errors in 57 games.
And defense is just attention to detail and effort. If you throw a ball and you throw it at someone's feet, no, it's not acceptable. It's got to be up high.
Right field, caught by Bain, and how about that? Down in order goes Duke for the first time. Well, historically, coming into this Super Regional round, 79% of Game 1 winners have advanced to the Women's College World Series. Arkansas has the 5-run lead here as they bat in the bottom of the 5th. Of course, Razorbacks won Game 1 against Texas back in 2022 before dropping 3-1 and 3-0 games. For the Longhorns, Andy Deifel's Hogs trying to make it to the Women's College World Series for the first time in this, their 5th Super Regional appearance in school history. We have some changes for Duke. You'll notice Shattuck now behind the plate. Brooklyn Thomas now in left field. So there's Shattuck. She's the DP, was the DP. Now she moves behind the plate. There's Brooklyn Thomas out in left. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Razorbacks. Bain has scored 3 times. 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. The ball's no strikes. Second inning of work for Ava Bradshaw there in the circle for Dukes. Set down Arkansas in order. Back in the 4th inning, 2 ground balls and a fly ball out.
I'm just so impressed with this freshman, Brinley Bain. Just approaches every at-bat the same. Her plate discipline is so impressive. Drew a lot of walks in the regional, has 1 walk already today, has worked herself into a hitter's count.
What is it about walks and Brinley Bain? I guess that just speaks to the plate discipline of the freshman.
That just refuses to swing at a pitch outside of the strike zone. And that's resulted in a lot of hits for her as well. Coming out of the regional, she hit over 700 in the 2-hole for Arkansas. Just a very mature hitter for a freshman, mainly because of her plate discipline.
So Bain is on. The third baseman, Ella McDowell. Shattuck keeps the ball near the plate. McDowell, like Bain, has scored 3 times today. He's 1 for 1 with a couple of walks.
Now this top of the order for Arkansas, just we saw it with Bain, we've seen it with the rest of the team, this plate discipline.
Oh man, Michael. Come down with the lineup card. They're going to make a switch run for Bain. Tyler Del Duca. And Michael, the associate head coach. Del Duca's running at first for Bain.
Yeah, and that's a change this year to have Matt Michael coaching third base. Courtney Deifel has been at third base the majority of her career, made that switch. In talking to her, she really has enjoyed it. Given her a chance to celebrate with the team on offense, but most importantly to be around her team. Trusts Coach Matt Michael. They've worked together a long time to be on the field. And when you're the head coach and you're coaching third and you're also the pitching coach, you're really involved in calling the game. You never really get a chance to talk to your team during the game, and that's something she's really enjoyed as we see McDowell draw another walk.
Back-to-back walks. That's going to bring up Bain. And I know this game isn't over, but this is the moment of the game. Let's take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance. The grand slam. Deanna Bell in the 2nd inning. That has been the big blast.
It really changed this game. I mean, Duke had a lot of momentum coming out of the rain delay. Tiana Bell with 1 swing changed all that.
Back-to-back walks to begin the 5th, and now you're looking at a spot here. If she were to hit one out, that would end the game.
Just like that, and that's very, very important for Duke right now, and it just sneaks up on you with Arkansas, and these solo shots become multiple home runs. Both Tiana Bell and Dakota Kennedy behind her have been so productive in the lineup. I mean, they're combined, they're nearing double-digit RBI in this game.
Bradshaw's thrown 11 pitches here in this inning. Only 1 has been a strike. Again, if you're Duke, you're walking the tightrope here. And it seems weird to say in a 10-5 game. But again, 2 on, nobody out. If she hits it out, the run rule takes effect and this game ends. And that's going to go foul. It had the distance.
And that's something Arkansas has been doing all season long. I mean, they have 24 run rule victories. That's over half of their games because they've been so solid on pitching and defense, suppressing runs, holding the score down, and their offense and their ability to score in a hurry. Even through the regional, all 3 games that they won were a run rule victory.
How about this? Last 2 seasons for the Razorbacks have more run rule wins than 7-inning wins.
It's just dominance.
It's a full count. Nobody out. Really dangerous here for Duke, just trying to stay alive in this game. Three consecutive walks to begin the inning, and now Dakota Kennedy, who has a home run of her own today, comes up.
Well, Duke has put themselves with their backs against the wall here in the 5th inning. You can't defend a walk. Coach Marissa Young, Taylor Wyke coaches the infield and the hitters going out just to get on the same page here. Very difficult situation for Duke to continue to extend this game.
So 3 walks to start this inning. That's 8 walks now in the game handed out by Duke pitching.
And 8 walks in any game through a 7-inning game is really tough to come back from. But this is a refocus from Marissa Young. And one thing Ava Bradshaw can do is work the ball down in the zone. I look for her to try to do that right now. Keeping the ball in the infield is the goal for Duke.
Wood has come in to run at first for Bell, so they're loaded, nobody out. 10-5 Arkansas. Near the bottom of the 5th. Dakota Kennedy has knocked in 3. She's 3 for 3 today.
Well, and right now, if you're Ava Bradshaw, these are just not competitive pitches. So she's making the decisions very easy for the Arkansas hitters, really with all 3 walks, to really lay off the pitches.
Bouncy ball, softly hit right side. That'll chase a run in. So it is a productive out for Kennedy, who's now driven in 4. Makes it an 11-5 game, and now you have the potential game-ending runs both in scoring position here with 1 out. Six-run lead, big deep breath, Carly Davidson. 0 for 2, does have an RBI on a fielder's choice and a walk.
Carly Davidson in the postseason has been lights out. Hit over 550 in the regional, couple home runs. Just seeing the ball so well. And this is an Arkansas team that is confident. They've been businesslike all season long. When Courtney Deifel was talking to us in game, I didn't really need to give him a message at the rain delay. I mean, she is being sincere. This is a team-led, program-led, player-led team. Knows what it takes. Have this quiet confidence about them. I mean, when we talked to the players in our interviews yesterday, you could just feel it. They were so excited to get on the field, ready to go.
Arkansas run rules Duke in game 1. Davison was the only one of the hitting 9 for the Razorbacks without a hit, and she ends the day of softball with a 3-run blast.
Well, this is what Arkansas does. Run rule teams dominating on all sides of the ball. Carly Davidson with the exclamation point. 14-5. Arkansas wins game 1 of the Fayetteville Super Regional.
Like that, second team Division I to win their first tournament games via the run rule. Calling the Hogs. We'll have more when we come back to Fayetteville.
The NCAA Softball Super Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Well, we had a 4-hour plus rain delay, but this one is over in 5 innings. Arkansas run rules Duke 14-5. Tiana Bell really had the big blast. Take us through, Tiana, your second inning plate appearance that resulted in the home run, because it was a 2-strike grand slam.
Just, you know, my big MO is keeping it simple, and that's exactly what I did. You know, she's a great pitcher, so once I start to get ahead of myself and get out of the zone, then, you know, she's got me beat, but kept to myself, stuck to the plan, and obviously it worked out great in my favor.
Well, it really changed the game, Tiana, and Arkansas never looked back. What is it about this team this year? This is the 4th consecutive postseason run rule victory that's allowed your team to really dominate and advance.
You know, our goal is to just score every inning and just to answer every inning. You know, once they answered, you know, we had answered back, and we just kept that going, and it just kept the flow going. You know, we didn't let up at any point, and we were able to complete our goal.
Hey, Tiana, we had a chance to talk with you yesterday, and we were talking about your time at Cal and now coming here for your senior year at Arkansas. You told me yesterday, you said, you know what, by this time of year at Cal, I was exhausted. This year, I'm completely energized. What's caused that?
Just the team. You know, everyone wants to get to Oklahoma City, and when you're surrounded by such greatness, you have no other choice but to want that for yourself and want to contribute to the success in that goal. So that's ultimately what makes me feel that way.
Well, welcome to the Super Regionals. That was quite a statement. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Tiana Bell, grand slam. That was in the second, and that really catapulted them to the 14-5 run rule win.
Just a dominant performance from Arkansas. They had enough in the circle, that quality defense, but these statement swings from Arkansas up and down the lineup, 14 runs in 5 innings, impressive.
Well, Arkansas needs one more win to make it to the Women's College World Series for the first time in school history. Now Duke needs 2 to make it back for time number 2. That takes care of day 1 at game 1 of this best of 3 from Fayetteville. For Carol Bruggeman and our terrific crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for your patience with the 4-hour rain delay. We'll be back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Time for game 2 on ESPN2. So long for now from Fayetteville.